Hi Cancerians, welcome to your reading for June 2024. So thank you as always for supporting the channel, and just to let you know, there's a new moon in Gemini on a Thursday the 6th of June in the afternoon. If you are planning to set intentions, the reading might help with that, or you might want to think of your own things where you want to set intentions. So we're going to start off with a message from the Moonology deck. Let's see what Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising needs to know. So this is meant to be like a mini reading, and I am aiming to get more of these out mid-month as well. I think that's going to be the schedule for now, because I feel like it's good to do it more so every other week than each week, because the energies, give the energies a chance to change. So what does Cancer, Sun, Moon or Rising need to know for June 2024? Oh, okay, you have a new start is coming. New moon. So let's get your tarot cards out and see what comes up for you. So let's see what comes up for Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising for June 2024. You've got the Three of Swords. And to be frank, so let's not judge actually. I was going to say it doesn't feel that bad because of that a new start is coming. It may be more past energy, or you're coming out of that type of energy. Anything else? Two of Pentacles. Ten of Swords. I mean, Ten of Swords, it is pain, kind of pain and hurt, but it's the end, isn't it? It's the end of that. So if you're not necessarily exactly at the end of that, then hopefully you're at least coming out of it. And then you've got the Three of Pentacles. You might be very actively working your way out of a painful situation, or you have worked your way, which the Two of Pentacles is giving the energy of working your way out of something strangely. Or juggling your way out of something difficult. Okay, let's get the clarifiers out and get more clarity on the thing. So Three of Swords, what do we need to know about this Three of Swords? Not even surprised. Five of Swords. That is hard, isn't it? It's difficult energy. The Devil is obviously a difficult energy. And then we've got the Star, which is a card of healing. So I feel like I want to say for at least one person, there might be mental health difficulties here, or you might have come out or be coming out of a period of depression. That's the first thing that comes to mind. The word bipolar is like an alarm in my head. So I don't know, for one person at least, someone might be bipolar. Someone might have even gotten a bipolar diagnosis. That Two of Pentacles is there as well, which obviously bipolar, I'm not an expert in bipolar, but I know it can be extremes. One of the diagnoses of it, or versions of it, because there's a few different ones, is extreme. So you can go from hyper energy and highly positive and thinking that you can take on the whole world to, suicidal. So that kind of almost makes me think of bipolar as well. So someone could have gotten a bipolar and I was going to say energy then. Well, yeah, it would be an energy diagnosis, and found a way to practically, if you've been diagnosed, then you find ways to manage it, don't you? You learn ways to manage it. So that's a possibility, is mental health related stuff, that you figured something out there and you're able to come out of that and deal with things better. If it's not like mental health, as I say, depression, it could be just a heartbreak. Like if you relationships, you know, like if you've had a breakup. I don't like saying this, but it could be grief, like if someone passed away or something and you're kind of recovering, or that's not even the right word, to be frank, but what is the right word? You grieve, don't you? You work through your grief, I think is the only way you can put it. I don't know why for someone, if there has been something to do with grief and loss in that sense of like a family member or something passing away, there could have been difficulty, you know, like I think I've said it in another reading ages ago that I keep hearing these stories, and I don't mean fiction, well yeah, in media, but like people actually know where there's issues where family members are trying to rip each other off if, after someone passes away, and battling over money and houses and stuff like that, which it's a horrible type of thing to have to deal with. But that could be relevant for someone here, where if there was stuff like that, I don't see the justice card, but I don't know why there's the possibility of legal, if there's a difficult legal situation that's happened as well and someone's dealing with that and getting past that, getting through that. But yeah, if there was any kind of grief, and the thing with grief is there's no, in my opinion, there is no time limit, and I've said it before, and how long it takes for someone to grieve. You could have been, for some people 6 months later you could feel like you're coping well. For other people 10 years later you might still be depressed, you know. It's different for everyone. Whatever the time frame is, if there's a grief related situation, it could be dealing with that grief more effectively now, getting to that point. Right, let's move on to the Two of Pentacles. So we've got the Four of Cups there. That bipolar thing is in my head again. It's just like, it is literally like an alarm, just shouting bipolar, 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 bipolar in my head. So yeah, Four of Cups, Three of Swords, and again, reiterating what I said, somebody may have gotten a bipolar or a mental health diagnosis, and now instead of sitting there, well, not literally sitting there, but sort of thinking, I don't get this, what's going on, what's wrong with me, I know something's, you know, because sometimes you know something's wrong and you feel something's wrong, but no matter how many bloody medical tests or whatever you get, nothing shows up. It could almost be something like that. Let's get another one. For some, again, as I say, if it's something else, some other kind of depression or painful situation you've been through, and you go through the phase where you even might get apathetic, it's working your way out of that with that Two of Pentacles. Oh, this is wonderful. Look, the World, that's the new beginning, like coming out of that cycle. Which one was first? I don't think it matters. They kind of came out like that. So you have the King of Wands and the Two of Wands. So the King of Wands, it's inspiration, it's motivation, it can be passion. There was another word and I can't think of it. Confidence as well now. That knowing that you can start off on a new journey, choose a new path, go in a new direction. That kind of energy, again, working your way out of a painful situation. And if you haven't gotten there yet, it's kind of, I think this reading is kind of to give you a bit of hope that you can, you're going to work your way out. So Ten of Swords, or that you can work your way out, because it doesn't necessarily happen by itself, does it? You have to work your way out. Right, Ten of Swords, the Tower. I'm getting the phrase in my head, everything's changed, or everything changes, or everything needs to change, something along those lines. So the Tower, the Chariot, the Four of Swords, and I'll get one more for that. Six of Pentacles, Two of Cups. So as I said, the Ten of Swords is the ending of the pain, or the difficult situation, or the loss, or whatever's happened. Chariot, again, it's going in a new direction. Everything has to change. With the Four of Swords, How do I feel about that Four of Swords? I would say part of it is healing. It's about healing. It is partly about healing, but it might be about making sure that you look after yourself and that you don't feel you have to rush into something or anything, or to rush to move on even. And the Six of Pentacles, it did actually give me a vibe of moving on. I'd have no idea why, because the Six of Pentacles has nothing to do with moving on. But there's a bit of a moving on or moving forward vibe with that. I mean, maybe it's like moving on in terms of physically, you know, like, as I say, if you've grieved for a very long time and you've just felt stuck, it's like now's the time to give back to life and to give back to yourself again, and to give back to engaging in the world. And even if it's not grief, like just depression or anything like that, it's reconnecting is what I got with that Two of Cups. Reconnecting to yourself, reconnecting to people that you gave a lot of time to, or gave your time to before, but you kind of, if you withdrew from them, it's just reconnect. And as I say, moving on, giving back. Three of Pentacles. Let's see what comes out for that. I think my initial thought with that was, so again, if we're going back to like a mental health diagnosis, it was figuring out how to manage things better or work better with whatever the situation is. If things fell apart, as you got endings and pain and the Tower, where everything changes, it's about, I suppose that would be kind of a start again type of energy, almost like starting a new project, but possibly literally for some people, but more, you know, like one of the things I've often said is that we are a work in progress. Like our lives are a work in progress. We're kind of a work in progress, even though we are kind of whole at any given time, if that even makes sense. It's a contradiction, but there's still room for change and growth, even if we are whole as we are, and whatever version of us that we are is whole at that time. So yeah, with that Three of Pentacles, it's it could be like a new way, I guess, is one way of putting it. So let's look at the Three of Pentacles for you. So you've got Temperance and up, I'm getting up. Judgment. Start again. That Judgment card is the start again energy for me. Yeah. That's the kind of like the prosperity and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. So the Temperance card, it's like bringing things back into balance, bringing that peace, sense of peace back in, and flow, even like the flow of life, of doing what you need to do, but hopefully without the pain, or less of the pain and the struggle. Judgment, as I said, it's like it's starting again. It just feels like starting again, and the sun, as I say, is light at the end of the tunnel. So I don't think there's anything else I can say there, to be honest. As I say, for some, if you're not in this energy already, it's probably to encourage you to have hope that you can get through. And it's a general reading, so the details may be limited sometimes, although I did give quite a lot of details when I mentioned certain things. But yeah, I'll leave it there for you. Thanks for watching, Cancer, and take care. Hi Scorpio, welcome to your reading for June 2024. Thank you as always for supporting the channel. Just to let you know, there's a new moon in Gemini on Thursday the 6th of June in the afternoon, so the reading might help if you're setting intentions. And just to let you know, this is meant to be a mini reading. I am intending to do the next batch of mini readings sort of mid-month. I feel it works better if you do it kind of around about every other week, because it gives the energies a chance to change. So let's get your message from the Moonology deck first of all, before we get the tarot cards out. What does Scorpio's Sun, Moon or Rising need to know for June 2024? You have two cards. Oh, you got one of the same. Wow. All right, you might be connected to a Cancer, or sharing a similar experience to Cancer. You might have Cancer as your Sun, Moon or Rising, in addition to Scorpio being your Sun, Moon or Rising. So you've got a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer, and you have the same card that they got. They had a new start is coming, new moon. So that's interesting. So yeah, you might want to watch their reading as well. It might help you. So let's get the tarot cards out. That's still not straight, is it? I don't know why I'm being so picky. Right. You know what? I'll show it to you. We've got the Nine of Wands on the bottom of the deck, and that is one of the meanings of the Nine of Wands is perseverance, which is it's a running theme. I just accept it now. It's come up for almost all of the readings, some sort of perseverance or patience. But yeah, where it says a personal issue reaches resolution and a new start is coming, if there's been something challenging that you've been dealing with, then yeah, that perseverance is needed, or it's there. So what does Scorpio, Sun, Moon or Rising need to know? Nine of Swords. Six of Cups. Looking at this girl, and I suppose it's because the personal issue card has come up, coming to a resolution. I almost feel, I mean, most of the time when I look at this, I feel like she's just got a very wistful kind of face on, like she might be nostalgic or she might be hoping or dreaming, but this feels like, it almost feels like a kind of, when is it going to be over? When are things going to change? Kind of energy. Let's see what else comes out. Try that again, that did not feel right. So you've got the Knight of Wands, and Knight of Wands can be like a new direction, a new adventure, that kind of energy. Let's get one more. You got the Five of Swords, so that would be sort of the challenges. You may be getting blocked or delayed by either your own, I mean, you've got the anxiety card there, the Nine of Swords, either your own anxious thoughts, possibly even negative thoughts, like a lack of hope kind of thing, or there is somebody else involved that somehow they might be kind of getting in your head. Could even be physically doing things that delay you or slow you down or put a spanner in the works, but because it's swords, probably more mentally. And the word unsupportive is coming to mind as well. You know, like, I don't know why this example is coming to mind now. This is a really weird, well, it's not weird, but I don't know why it's coming to mind. You know, like if somebody was trying to, had a lot of weight to lose, like someone was clinically obese or something, and it's even beyond enablers now. Like somebody was in their head saying, oh, I didn't, like the person trying to lose weight was doing the diet, they were trying to be more active, etc. And you've just got this person in your head saying, oh, I don't know why you're trying to do that, you're always going to be, whatever negative words you can think of. I don't even want to put the energy out there, but just saying all the nasty things you can think of to basically put the person down and say, oh, you're never gonna lose the weight, you're always gonna be this, you're always gonna be that. Yeah. Okay, let's get out of that because that doesn't feel good, to be honest. Nine of Swords, okay. I feel like somebody might have been told that they're always going to be worthless or a bum. And I know I said I didn't want to say nasty things and put the energy out there, but specific things are coming in and it feels quite upsetting, to be honest. Well, it would be, obviously, if you've experienced that. God, okay. Hanged Man. See what else comes out. Two of Pentacles. That is a limbo-ish kind of energy. It's kind of a limbo energy of being stuck in kind of anxiety, worry, possibly the negative mental thoughts, feeling stuck and not even knowing what to do. Let's see what else comes out. Fear of Wands? What the hell? Four of Wands. Someone probably doesn't feel safe and secure. Let's see. Or you've been, because you might be coming out of this now. And sometimes that lack of safety and security, it's in our mind, isn't it? And I don't mean it's fake. I mean just mentally we don't feel safe and secure. Like it can be that we don't trust ourselves, or we don't trust our own decisions, or we don't trust ourselves when to speak to other people or communicate with other people. You know, it can be all sorts of different things. Anything else? Yeah, stuck. Four of Pentacles, it's stuck. Let's look at the Six of Cups. Ace of Swords, okay. Knight of Pentacles, we've got the Two of Cups in reverse and the Ace of Cups in reverse. So still the same feeling of, and the Six of Cups is obviously connected to the past. So for me, for the most part, it feels like this is an ongoing, or has been an ongoing situation, whether that means it's gone on for months, years even. But again, as I say, it's that feeling of when are things going to change? Someone might even be, with the swords there, the Ace of Swords, it might even be, when am I going to figure how to change this or get out of this, or when am I going to even think differently, like think in a different way? Like if you're someone who suffers from anxiety, you might be might have thought to yourself, when am I going to be able to change my mindset or how I think about things or my beliefs, that kind of thing. When there's things feel stuck, it might be, when am I going to be able to take the action that I need to take, or figure out what action to take. You got the Two of Cups in reverse for me. That's kind of like a disconnection or a lack of understanding. The Ace of Cups, I almost want to say it's a lack of self-care, but it doesn't quite feel like that. It might be feeling like, when am I going to get the care that I need? I know that sounds a bit odd, because usually the Ace of Cups is what you give to yourself, isn't it? But I suppose because it's next to the Two of Cups, that might be the feeling of, when am I going to get the care and support that I need? Or, as I say, if it is to do this just from yourself, it's like, when am I going to be inspired to look after myself even, and do what I have to do to love myself. But overall, it's when are things going to change, when are things going to be different. Let's look at the Knight of Wands, because that is taking things in a new direction. It's doing what you need to do, isn't it? So you've got the Lovers, you've got the Tower, and you've got the Hermit. It's interesting, the Tower and the Hermit next to each other. Sorry, the Ten of Swords in reverse, the Temperance card in reverse, and the Judgment card. There, it feels like, with that Hermit followed by the Ten of Swords, Temperance, and the Judgment card, it's something about when, like, kind of when you're able to get your own sense of peace again, or peace of mind, and something about when I'm like being able to think for yourself as well and make your own decisions. So as I say, somebody, if it's not just your own anxiety and that kind of thing, it could be someone literally getting in your head, or making, I don't want to say that, but making threats even that keep you restricted, where you feel, I literally can't make my own decisions because this person's holding this over my head. Oh God. Yeah. Oh God, you know, certain things come up as a reader and you're like, that sounds insane, I don't even want to say that, but I'm gonna have to, because I need to honor the message. Blackmail even, like leverage. So that's a possibility, but it looks like it might be a risk you have to take if there is something there with it. It depends on the circumstances. You'll know if it's feasible, if if somebody has leverage over you, you'll know if it's worth the risk of fighting against them or something to free yourself, really. But I think for them, it did come up before I started pulling these cards out, something about, and I don't want this to sound condescending, something about having the balls to how would I put it, follow through is coming to mind, having the balls to follow through. And I don't mean that to sound harsh in any way, but the word ball specifically, not courage, which obviously I know balls is courage, but it's, I guess balls is more when you might have to be a bit of an arsehole. That sounds a bit ridiculous. You might have to do something and be a bit of an arsehole, or something that's considered a bit, so there you go, something that's kind of considered a bit selfish, or not irrational. Oh God, what's the word? I can't think of the bloody word. It's not irrational. Risky. It's not risky, but risky is the closest word I can think of. Something that might be considered a bit selfish or risky, to get yourself out. And I can't see what that is specifically, but that is coming up with that Knight of Wands, that you might have to do something considered selfish or risky to free yourself, and to change things. Okay. Right, so let's move on to that Five of Swords now. Frivolous, that's the word. Something that might come across as frivolous. Okay, there we go, it's out. Five of Swords. This is what I don't understand, why I'm getting such Netflixy type words in this reading. When I say Netflixy type word, because I'm getting the word expose with the sun now. I'll just say it, even though it might sound like a Netflix drama, but if there is a situation where someone has some kind of leverage or something over you, in order to free yourself, it's almost like you might have to expose something about them that might kind of drag you down with them. That's what I'm getting from that. And I don't, as I say, I don't know what that is. You'll know what that is if that resonates with you. If it's not necessarily that it'll drag you down as well, it's just that there might be someone around you that that doesn't need to be exposed in general to help change things, and for that will help you, that will be of benefit to you as well if you expose them. Might also be about if you are someone who has negative thoughts and negative self-talk and stuff like that, exposing yourself in a way to, well, possibly to yourself, like admitting, facing the fact that you put yourself down, if that's the case. Or say if you were going to therapy, it's like admitting that you do that to yourself. I know that sounds really odd. Let's see what else comes out for that. Five of Wands, so that's that kind of argumentative, unpleasant energy again. It's exposing that, or the conflict type energy. You've got the Six of Cups and the Ten of Cups. So one thing I'm getting with this, as I say, there's some sort of exposure needed, whether it is just admitting certain things to yourself or exposing a particular person, where that will help you move on from what's already gone on from the past. Another message is that if something has literally happened and you're exposing that, then again, it's just the whole concept of exposing something that has happened with another person that that helps you to move on and change things and reach the resolution there. I'll be honest, Scorpio, the reading felt yeah, it felt like a strange one, but it is what it is. Yep, so I will leave it there. Okay, I don't think I can add anything to that. That was just a lot. I'm wrapping my head around the stuff that came out, to be honest. So, yeah, I'll leave it there for you, Scorpio. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Hi, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for June 2024. So, thank you as always for supporting the channel. Just to let you know, there's a new moon in Gemini on Thursday, the 6th of June in the afternoon. If you are setting intentions for that, you might want to use the reading to help with that as well, if you feel like it. So this is meant to be a mini reading, and I am intending to put mini readings out again, sort of mid-month. I like doing it sort of every other week because I feel like it gives more of an opportunity for the energy to change. We're going to start off with a message from the Moonology deck for you. So let's see what Pisces Sun, Moon or Rising needs to know for June 2024. So, okay, that came out pretty quick. Wow, you got full moon in Pisces. Balance, spirituality and practicality. I cannot remember who got this. Who got it? Was it Gemini? Could have been Gemini. So yeah, I can't remember who got it, to be honest. I feel like it was Gemini, so you might want to check their reading out if you also have, especially if you also have Gemini as your sun, moon or rising in addition to Pisces, or you could be dealing with a Gemini. And as I say, I feel like it was Gemini, but don't quote me on that. So yeah, let's get on with it anyway. You're like my 12th reading today, so it gets yeah, you can't remember everything. You're the last one. Right, so Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising. What else do you need to know from the tarot? Interesting, you've got the Ace of Cups, Water card, Fish, same as that card. I like that. Let's see what else comes out. You also have the Emperor, the Five of Cups. It is I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of giving off the same vibes as I believe it was the Gemini reading. Let's just have a look. I swear it was Gemini, I could be wrong. One more. Oh god, yeah, big time. Although there was a bit, the Gemini one had a few different layers to it, or versions of what the situation is, but there was a theme in that one, and I'm going to clarify just to properly get into it. Differences in beliefs, like spiritually or religious, or might even just be values. Like, it doesn't have to be religious or spiritual, it's just because spirituality is mentioned here. And the Ace of Cups did kind of make me think of the spirituality and beliefs. You've got the Emperor there. Why did I kind of think it was the Hierophant for a second? The Emperor can be someone who is quite rigid in their way of thinking and doing things. So we'll see who that is. And then you got the Five of Cups, which for me can be connected to rejection. Three of Cups in reverse, that for me is like a lack of support. So next to the Five of Cups, that can be a rejection. I mean, the cups are all upside down, aren't they? So it's almost like there may be something about rejecting, I'd say more so rejecting spirituality here, to be honest, because of the cups showing the rejection side. So I don't know if you're rejecting a bit of your spiritual beliefs or feeling rejected by others, or maybe others' rejection of your beliefs or something might be impacting you to reject yourself. But let's clarify and try not to jump to too many conclusions. Let's see. And I have to be honest, Pisces, we are in Pisces, aren't we? I've said Gemini so many times and I'm thinking we're on Gemini. I am very sensitive about my my beliefs, where I've literally, I can't, it was probably your reading. I said it in one time where I was at a wedding, and it was the people were religious, and they were asking. I was talking, saying, "Oh, I'm into spiritual stuff," and I could not bring myself to say what I do. That I do tarot readings and crystals and blah blah blah, because I just felt. I think it's because previously I've been ridiculed for my beliefs and harassed as well. Outside of a spiritual shop, I was harassed by Christians saying that I'm to do with the devil and stuff like that, which I'm not into that. But yeah, it was harsh, and I think because of that, I mean, I was sensitive about it before that, and then after that experience, it kind of makes you want to hide away even more. But anyway, let's look at the Ace of Cups. So we have the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like this one's got to be next. The Strength card. Six of Wands, Five of Wands. Okay. I'm going to clarify some of these down here. This is the first reading where I've looked at that top row and thought, I've got a thought, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's have a look at the Emperor. Okay, so the Devil, the Chariot. Oh wow, they've all flown out. However, the Seven of Wands has landed neatly next to me, so I will accept that. God, they're everywhere. I feel like this might be similar to the last reading I did for you, and I kind of, it's, for me, and I can imagine for you, it's a bit frustrating when the energies are kind of similar. But it's life, isn't it, that we end up with similar themes that can drag out for ages sometimes. Sometimes it's a year-long theme, which is irritating because you want to hear different things. You don't want to hear a repeat of the same story. However, I almost feel like someone's saying here, why can't they accept me for who I am? Why can't they value me the way I value myself? Something to that effect. And there might be a desire here for you to feel, wanting to feel more respected and valued, instead of feeling like you'd have to protect and defend yourself. Just feeling like you want to be able to be yourself and to have people to share yourself with, and who appreciate you and understand you and don't judge. That's what I'm feeling. And some things, as a reader, stuff comes up and you feel like, oh, I don't want to say that, it sounds cliche, or I feel like I'm a broken record and I'm just repeating what I've said previously. And sometimes it's just because that's what the message is. Well, to be honest, if you're someone that honors the message, then it is the case that it is just, that's what is coming up, to be frank. So yeah, so I feel like this Emperor, I feel like the Emperor is more to do with other people who have rigid beliefs and they're not open-minded, and they might judge you potentially because they have rigid thoughts and stuff and they're not open-minded. But something one reader said to me years ago, and it was actually to do with a love reading. It wasn't even, it was a romantic reading. They said, because it was a person that had an impact that basically triggered my spiritual awakening, and the person came up as the Emperor, and the person has come up, to be frank, that person has come up as the Emperor in many readings I've had. The reader said to me in the romantic reading I had that when you have to deal with the Emperor, you become the Emperor. So the Emperor being someone who's kind of it's my way or the highway kind of attitude. And it was like, in dealing with that side of that person, because it's not to say the person's a bad person or anything, but in dealing with that side of the person who wants to do it their way without considering what I need or want in the situation, I had to become a bit stubborn as well, and get into that mindset of, well, no, I'm not gonna let you walk all over me and make me do what you want me to do. I have needs and whatever as well. So it's almost like I had to match their stubbornness with my stubbornness in this situation. I think it's probably more like in the Gemini, I take it as Gemini reading, how am I explaining this? It was more like there was one side of things where they might have been rejecting the spirituality to be more logical, because it just felt like, oh, this is it doesn't make sense, so I'll go more to the logic. So they let the Emperor influence them in that way. In this one, it could be the Emperor is something that's influencing you in your own mind to feel more fear, possibly. Possibly to put on a facade in the presence of certain people. And obviously you are allowed to protect yourself and everything, but when you have to change who you are, that's not ideal, is it? Let's look at the Five of Cups. And that could be where that balanced spirituality and practicality comes in. If you're feeling, be aware if you're feeling like you have to change yourself to or change who you are to fit into certain situations and circles. Obviously we all adapt to a certain degree, but when you become someone you don't even recognize, that's another story. And I hope I'm saying this in a way that makes sense, because I know I can ramble on sometimes and lose track of things. So Five of Cups, the Emperor's back. Okay, the Emperor's back. The Knight of Wands has come up again. I don't know why I'm saying again. The Knight of Wands has come up, not again. I kind of like that because... Okay, let me get a few more. Okay. Let's see what comes out next. Okay, I get it. I get what that means. I get what that means. Let's put these back. I'll just try one more. Okay, yeah. Right, these two, the King of Cups, Temperance, Queen of Pentacles. So the Five of Cups for me, as I said, it can be rejection. So if you're feeling like you have to hide parts of yourself or change who you are, or you've shown who you are and there's things that people have rejected. Again, you've got the Emperor energy, which I feel is probably more external to you. It feels like deciding here, or a need to decide here, when you get into certain situations with people where there's the potential for them to be opposed to what you believe in. It's sort of assessing the situations where, I mean, either way, you just want to be accepted and valued and have your sense of peace of mind, don't you? But it's knowing when to face off, and to sort of, there's a bit of a rebellious kind of energy here. So the rebellion can be different things, can't it? Rebellion can be literally arguing with someone, or it can just be doing your own thing and not saying a bloody word. So there's that. And the Six of Swords is also when to walk away. So there's an element of when to walk away as well. Like, say if you wanted to join a community group, but they're all completely opposed to what you do, would you try and stick it out and deal with the stress and the conflict, or is it better for you to try to why do I want to say educate? You know, like if you were trying to show people that just because you believe in such and such, you know, it doesn't mean you're a bad person or something, or to sort of show them that, try to open their minds up a little bit, I think is what I'm trying to say. You want to try and open their minds, so you stick it out to try and open their minds up to let them get to know you as a person. Or is it too much and it's like, I need to walk away, I need to leave this behind? So it's like Do you face it off and stick it out? And I don't know why I feel like I want to say like stick it in their face. I don't mean that in an offensive way, but just be who you are and they have to deal with it. Or is it better for you to kind of walk away? As I say, either way, you want your peace of mind. You want to value yourself and have that sense of self-worth regardless. King of Pentacles, not King of Pentacles, King of Cups again, it's that energy of, do you keep to yourself, or I think it has to be a case by case. Judge it case by case with what the situation calls for. Does it call for you to be outspoken, or is it better to leave it behind? It's just not going to work. And I think that's where something that you have to decide when it comes to the balance in spirituality and practical. Is it practical and is it safe to stick around, or is it better off for you to walk away? Okay, I think that makes sense now. We've got the Three of Cups here. As I said, that's the energy of being unsupportive, or unsupported, should I say. Put that back, that didn't work. So we've got the Queen of Swords there, we've got the Lovers there, and the Page of Wands. Okay, that's kind of repeating what I've said here. I'll get one more, although I don't know if it's worth it because it's just going to be me being a broken record. Okay, well, first of all, with the Ace of Swords coming up at the end, and probably with the Queen of Swords there as well, it's just an energy of standing by what you believe in regardless, which I'm sure, and by what you believe in, whether people agree with you or not. Unfortunately, sometimes it means that you have to do the journey alone. You have to be by yourself because the people just won't let you in. They won't accept you. So there's that. Stand by your beliefs no matter what. Queen of Swords, we know that the Queen of Swords can be someone who shares her story. She shares her story, tells her story, and there are other truths in. So again, it's that energy of, it's just me repeating myself. When you get into situations where you're around other people or a particular person or involved with people or whatever, whether it's community, friendships, romantic, family, whatever, is it better to share who you are, to show who you are and stand up for yourself? Or is it the kind of situation, what you're passionate about, stand up for what you're passionate about? Or is it one of those situations where it's like you have to cut your losses and just walk away and leave it behind because it just isn't going to come together? You're just not going to be accepted, and it becomes detrimental, doesn't it? And it feels unhealthy and it just brings you down. It's deciding that the balance between what's practical, what you can make work, and where you just have to honor your beliefs. I hope that made sense. I know that was long-winded and there was a lot in there, but I hope that made sense for you. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.